what do you view as the role of grassroots organizing in your race and in the other competitive races in Orange County in 2022?
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly critical, and there are a couple of reasons for that. I mean, grassroots organizing always matters because fundamentally democracy is about lifting up the voices of the people. That's all people, not just people who have historically been involved, not just people who have the means to be involved, all people. That's what makes a democracy healthy. So grassroots organizing is always important, but it's going to be particularly critical in 2022 and in California because functionally, the congressional races are the top of the ticket. We don't have a presidential race, and we do not have a governor's race that we expect to be competitive in light of the fact there was just the recall and all of that, and the governor just went through a whole big, recall effort. So we as congressional races, we need to be able to drive turnout, and that historically has been hard to do. And so we need to drive turnout not just for ourselves, but for all of the down ballot candidates, for city councils, for boards of education, which, by the way, have been marred increasingly by political violence, by a lack of civility, and getting those candidates recruited and retained has proven harder. So grassroots organizing is going to be really, really important. The other reason it's especially important, because we're the top of the ticket, the other reason it's going to be really important is because COVID-19 effectively dismantled some of our longstanding and historic grassroots operation. So that plus redistricting means that I basically am having to start from scratch in terms of building a field office, engaging voters. With redistricting, 70% of the voters that I'll try to persuade are not people who've seen my name on the ballot before. So that means getting to know a community, getting to know its concerns, getting to know its community leaders, reaching into different parts and pockets and neighborhoods is going to be especially important to be able to win. The last thing I'll say is, and I was actually just talking about this, is, I don't take corporate PAC money. I don't take lobbyist money. I'm one of 6 members of Congress who doesn't take contributions from lobbyists. And grassroots that is a key fact in being able to open the door to tough conversations with persuadable voters. We know that one of the biggest challenges facing our democracy is the Republicans, believe you me, in many instances, but it's not just Republicans. It's also skepticism of an increasing number of voters, not just young, of all ages, about whether or not elected officials can be trusted, whether or not our democracy works as intended. So showing through your actions that you're not taking that corporate money, that you're not taking lobbyist money, that you're running a grassroots funded campaign, doing things like I do. Like I do both, constituent calls. I write back to every kid who writes to me, which is both a joy and sometimes a little frightening to see what the next generation of voters is thinking. But I also do small dollar donor call time, where I call donors who give 5, 10, whatever it is, and I have conversations with those people. And that's also incredibly important to do.